Hey guys, it's Paul Purnell here for 5-Minute Movie Reviews. And behind the camera we got my friend Willie Razor.
What's up?
We just went and saw Project Almanac and we're about to give you the 411. So Project Almanac is a sci-fi thriller. It would be in the low budget range at only $12 million. I know that's a lot to some of us, but as far as a film goes, that's very, very small budget. The movie was actually found footage. So if you were tricked by the trailer, so was I, but it was okay. So this movie is about a young kid. He got into MIT and really wanted to go and didn't have enough money, and so then they end up finding this time machine in his basement and, you know, going back in time and winning the lotto and all this stuff, and eventually like chaos ensues. The cinematography on this movie I thought was really interesting and well done. There was a few different things that I noticed off the bat. The first off, the camera that they used was really good. Quality, I don't know which camera it is, probably, I imagine like a Red or something along those lines. The main thing I noticed is, as far as a found footage movie goes, the camera was very, very smooth. Like, it was definitely stabilized, probably on a Movi or a Steadicam arm or something like that. And for me, I'm not a huge fan of found footage movies, so this definitely made it more palatable for me. Other movies that I've seen that do this, like Cloverfield and stuff, tend to just shake the crap out of the camera until you've got like motion blur everywhere, you can't see anything, monster sounds in the background, it's crazy. Just like that. I liked the cinematography. I thought the lighting was really good. All of the shooting looked really nice. So as far as acting goes, I didn't really recognize any of these actors or actresses. None of their names or faces jumped out at me. I think some of them were in some different shows. One of the girls was on Gossip Girl. Other than that, I didn't recognize any of them. Actually, I didn't recognize the Gossip Girl either. That was Willie. So, yeah, I didn't recognize any of them, but overall I'd say that the acting was really good, and none of it distracted me. I thought they did a really excellent job and drew me into the story a lot. So, the visual effects. So, as far as the visual effects go, on a movie like this, they're always kind of difficult because you do have that moving camera and everything, and I thought that they did everything really well. There were definitely some cool scenes where things are floating and spinning, and all of that stuff looked really real. It didn't take me out of the movie at all. All of it was really well done. There was one thing I really liked that they did, was this digital noise effect, kind of this blocky sort of digital noise happening, especially when the time machine was going off or different things were happening, because they're filming everything on a digital camera. I thought that it looked really cool, and they did a good job using it. So as far as age goes, this movie is rated PG-13, and I think that that's a pretty decent rating. There was nothing in it that I would say is really not good for somebody younger than 13. I just think that the style of the movie and how that they filmed it makes it feel kind of emotional, and it feels pretty real. Like if you were to watch your own, you know, home movies play back, and I don't think that younger kids could really separate as easily reality from fiction. So that would probably be my only thought at bringing a younger kid to the movie, but definitely older than 13 I think would be great. I would give this movie 6 out of 10 tickets. I recommend it to some, but not all of my friends. Now this is the time you've all been waiting for, the 1-minute rewrite. Spoiler alert. There's a few things I would do differently with this movie. The first thing I would do is I would change the way they introduce the characters, because right off the bat, we're kind of thrown right in with David as he's trying to do this experiment to show MIT that he's worthy to go there or whatever, but you don't really get a good sense of who his friends are, and they're such a huge integral part of the story. I felt like they really needed a little bit more introduction. The other thing I would have changed is they have this time loop character disappearing sort of element that becomes a driving factor towards the end of the second act or the beginning of the third act as everything starts going haywire. And I would have definitely messed with that a lot sooner in the story. I feel like it would have given the story a lot more intensity and also raised the stakes a lot higher. When they first start playing with the time machine, they just kind of do dumb kid stuff a lot, which makes sense, but because there was no driving force, there was no like intensity, there was no like, oh gosh, this could really happen, or really a lot of consequences until sort of much later in the movie. And I think that would have amped up the movie in general, and it would have also added a lot more intensity. I thought it was a good movie, and I liked the love interest. I think I probably would have amped that up a bit more earlier on as well. So there you got it. That is my movie review from 5-Minute Movie Reviews. Next time, we will be reviewing Jupiter Ascending. I'm really excited about this movie. I really like the visual effects that I've seen in the trailer. I will link to it right here. And I enjoy the Wachowski brother movies a lot, other than Cloud Atlas, but that was a pretty crazy movie. So there you go. If you like this review, please remember to like, subscribe, share, tweet, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all those things. And also comment in the comments below what movies you'd like me to review and what your thoughts were on Project Almanac. Thanks, guys.